Welcome back to Motivation Monday, everyone. I'm Tyler Yaw, one of the co-founders of the Carolina Collective. Today, I wanted to come to you talking about one of my favorite books, and it's called Grit by Angela Duckworth. Basically, to take it, summarize it, and how it can impact you today on this Monday, moving you through the rest of the week, I want to talk about grit. And one of the things I wanted to bring up, I like to use analogies in some of my stories. And this one, with Brittany being in the construction industry and photography, I want to actually talk about grit, like the sandpaper. So when Chris and I started our podcast, Whiskey and Wisdom, it was as if we picked up a bunch of lumber over at Lowe's. We threw it on the ground. We looked at it. We could see what needed to be built and how to build it, but we didn't know how to make it look good. So we assembled the pieces together. We had it looking nice, but it wasn't perfect yet. We knew what to do. We knew how to do it, but we didn't know how to finalize it. And it was just by putting in the effort and the work and the grit, we had kind of that thicker grit. And we sanded down that piece of wood. We sanded down that piece of wood. And it looked better. It worked a little bit better. But it needed to be a little bit finer. So just like sandpaper, you go down, you have a little bit more fine sandpaper. So we start sanding it down, sanding it down, sanding it down. It looks even better now. We're getting more guests on the podcast, but it could be better. So we move down, finer sandpaper. Now it's real smooth. It looks really good. But there's always room to go, and it's that showing up. And when you're sanding something, I don't know if you've ever had to sand some wood. It takes a while, especially by hand. You gotta go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it always takes longer than you expect it to take. Now, we've been doing our podcast for nearly 3 years. That sanding is like using a motorized sander now. We can go back and forth on it. Takes no time at all. We set up, tear down, publish, get it out to thousands of people. So easy, but we had to start with the coarse sandpaper. I don't know where you are in your journey right now. I don't know if you're just looking at a project on the ground and you know how to put pieces together, but you don't know how to make it look good yet. Start there, get it together. Maybe you're working on that coarse sandpaper. It looks good, it's a little bit smoother, but you know it's not done yet. It's not completely finished. You're moving down. And at some point, you're going to get to that fine sandpaper where you can look back at it and be proud of what you made. This is your Monday motivation. No matter where you're at, keep the grit, keep going after it. Don't give up. See you next time.